My daughter is still 3 years old and crying, and then wonder where her father is.
I had 2 young boys.
You have 2 young boys.
Yeah, so when my husband died, they were 5 and 7.
Let's hear the story. We're going to share our life experience, how we went through the lowest parts in our life, and then become who we are. Thank you so much, Brooke, today.
Thank you for having me, Jojo.
So brave. Like you can talk with me in front of a camera rather than the tennis court.
I know. I think this is something that we met when we were on the tennis court. We touched on it and we learned that we both experienced grief, and where our husbands died and our children were young, and it was a connection that we had. We obviously are from very different cultures, but the connection we make is through tennis, and actually it turns out we've also experienced a kind of deep level of grief in our life through losing our respective partners, and having young children. So
how old were you?
I forget. I late 30s. So it was 5 years ago. Was probably 38 or so.
Yeah, same thing.
It's the years actually go by. I actually need to stop and think and count the years, because it's so foggy some of the time, and time does go on then, and then to go and count back, I lose those years.
You know what?
I really do.
I'm the exactly same. But what I learned is not like I lost this details like purposely. It's our brain decided, okay, let's block this out.
Yeah.
And then, so basically when it happened to me, I'm also in my late 30s. And then, as I say, I just immigrated to this country. I know nobody here. I don't have any friends and families. So it happens. And then, so my brain just lost the short-term memory. So I can't remember the day that he passed. And then I can't remember lots of details.
Yeah, that would be very similar, and that's what we share. I mean, I call it my fogginess. I really don't remember specific details.
I still feel foggy now for that period of time.
Yeah.
It's still my brain decided, okay, don't pick up that information,
it's
just
went
through it.
I think it's a coping mechanisms. That's how we cope, and our brain is designed that way. So we actually just have to continue on.
Yeah.
And that's where resilience and all this comes into play, but we have to continue for our children. Like, I mean, I'm not sure I would have continued if I didn't have my children. It was so powerful what I experienced. But my children, I knew I had to get up, wake up, but my brain was, as I say, was at capacity. I couldn't do it. I was just foggy. Yeah. I was just getting day by day.
Just doing your days without much
But
purpose,
the body is incredible. The body is resilient. The brain knows what to do. Let's cut this off. Let's keep it foggy because it's just too much. We don't need to keep remembering all this. We don't need to keep replaying it. So I did have that experience.
If you learn the psychology, to see there's a human depressed level, so losing a family member, special husband and wife, is the 10th, which is the severe degree of the depression. So then you say this is our body mechanism, but actually it's our body try to protect ourselves. Imagine if the body don't numb ourselves for now, so let us to absorb all this trauma we have, then that will create more damage rather than just losing, become foggy, lose short-term memory.
And we can be fixed, to a certain extent. I do think I'm different, the person I have. I've grown in ways I never knew were possible. And that's what we'll touch on. But I think the human body is incredible. How it can repair itself.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's just temporarily, but still you need to find the way.
It takes a long time. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And the grief, as you'll know, will always live inside you. The grief is in my heart, and it'll be there forever. But I've learned to reshape it and reframe it. Where it was a darkness before, I now carry it with light and love. And I do say that the love doesn't change, the form changes. In the sense that we still hold the same amount of love, but the form changes, that they're now in the spiritual world and not in the physical world. And that's what we have to remember. And I feel that I'm still protected by my late husband. He's with me, every day. I see him through the symbols, the signs. I feel I'm protected by angels, which we'll get into. But this world of spirituality only came through the grief. And I really understood it. And it's helped me be the person I am today, who is much more grounded, peaceful, present, grateful. Grateful is something that I think I couldn't think of anything. All these words were not in my vocabulary a couple of years ago, because I was just trying to it was day to day. But learning this kind of new world and understanding that the love just doesn't change, the form changes, and and then understand the energies around it and the universe and the protection around you, it's it's quite a peaceful way of thinking, and it's given me a bit more inner peace.
Can you share us more about like how you tune yourself or find this like the connections? It's deeper connections there.
Yeah, it took a while. It wasn't something that happened overnight. I mean, it definitely, I have been, you know, I grew up in a Catholic family in Ireland, and that's obviously spiritual, you know, and I've always had that spirituality in that sense growing up because of where I was in Ireland. But it was nothing too extreme. It was just always there. I always believed like lighting candles and, you know, God, but nothing extreme. Just, it was more of my tradition, my heritage. And that's how I grew up. But a couple of years ago, I would start to understand a little bit. I started to see a lot of signs and symbols around the place that I started to notice.
After you lost your late husband?
Unfortunately, my husband got sick before he passed away. So during the times of his illnesses is when I really noticed the signs and symbols. The year previous to when he died, I really saw a lot of repeating numbers and I couldn't quite understand them, and I decided to go, and someone put me in touch with a lady in LA, a numerologist, right? And so I had a session with her through Zoom, and she brought me through numerology, and some incredible things came out of the numerology, and she told me my cycles I was in, and at that point in time I was in the year 8, which was 2020, and your personal cycles are to do with when you were born, and in numerology we go in cycles of 9. And that personal year for me, I was an 8. And then she goes, oh, next year, which is 2021, is a year 9, and that's a year of endings.
Is it good or bad?
No, it's not endings. For many people, endings could be ending of a career, ending of something. It could be new beginnings. You might get married, or new beginnings in a career. So 1 is beginnings, 9 is endings. We go in cycles of 9. If I look back, I got married to my current husband in year 1. I used to live in the Middle East, and I left there in a year 9, which was an ending.
Oh, so it's the ending of
I
the cycle.
moved to London, where I started living and had my son in year 1. So if you look at the cycles, but she did say to me on that call that next year, 2021, was going to be year 9 for me of endings. And immediately, I in my head, I knew what that was going to mean.
What was the repeated number you keep seeing?
Well, at that time it was 1111 was the one I kept seeing, but now it's 2102. It's everywhere with me. It's in my life, and I love it. And when I see it, I nod like a magpie. I just say, thank you, it's signs, I'm on the right path. Back then, I didn't understand it, but now I do. After this grief happened, and it was all consuming, and I wasn't present. I was consumed, and I was living life. I was operating fine. I was, doing everything I should. And I met then somebody, my current husband, who is amazing. But my brain was capacity. I was consumed by the grief. So I would sleep, and the grief was dreams, nightmares. It was all over me. It was in every part of my body. When I couldn't express the words, I just didn't have it anymore. The cards helped me through the symbols, and the cards helped me go into my own real, I used the word intuitive intelligence. So we all have EQ, IQ, but actually the intuitive intelligence is something I think we all fail to measure. We fail to kind of really recognize. It's trusting your gut. And also it's blocked by the noise of life. We go at a very fast pace. Social interactions, our logic, our planning, our phones, everything is that conscious behavior. But the subconscious carries the intuitive side of us, our real wisdom, our inner, our true selves. But that gets lost, and that got lost on me, and I needed to dig deeper into really understand what that was. And as I said, I went to all these traditional methods, which were great in their own way, helped in certain ways, but really I still had very heaviness around me. Heaviness, and my brain was at capacity, and I wasn't living presently.
Until you find this connections with
and then
this
I found it, and I did it by myself. I did it quietly. I didn't vocalize this very much. I knew what I was trying to do. I really wanted to be present for my family. I also had a baby, 2 years ago as well. I needed to be the best I could be for my family, and I felt I was so consumed still by this grief and trauma that I'm not trying to ignore the grief for it. It's always going to be part of me, but I wanted it to be part of me and reframe it in a happy sense, not in a heavy sense. Yes. So I wanted to feel lighter with it and know that I can live my life, move on with and I have amazing blessings. I have an amazing family. I have some phenomenal friends. Everyone around me is amazing. But so through the cards, it helped me find the language, the tools, the symbols to really work on my inner peace and clarity, and to release that heaviness and kind of to look forward to the light ahead, leave the darkness behind, but just with reframing it. And that's where spirituality really came into play for me. I'm so much more grateful. I live more presently. I try to be, I listen to my gut more so.
Yeah.
And then I do believe that now I am protected. I feel the energy that we all are energy. We are created. And if you trust the universe, the timing, the processes, there's more than we can see out there. And we don't have to have perfect logic to understand it.
Yeah.
But if we believe, it can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Incredibly powerful.
So that's the things that you believe yourself and you become more confident that that's the way you come up from your trauma. And then can you share that with your business?
I lived in Dubai for a number of years, worked on the corporate side, came to London.
What did you do for the corporate
I worked in telecommunications, so I did that. So my background is basically economics and politics. I did a master's in economics. So I'm incredibly logical. And so when I came back here, I had babies, I took a break, but I went back into that world again.
Yeah.
And then I was faced with a lot of trauma and grief, and I realized I had to be home for my children, but how was I going to do that? I still had to work, to support the household, but I had to figure out how I could reshape that so I can be more present, because I have to be there. So that was where I've always had a love for jewelry. I decided to set up a jewelry brand. And that's where that came into play. And I'd always wanted to do it for a couple of years, but the timing never felt right. And actually how I managed to do the jewelry brand was through an amazing life coach in South Africa. He held my hand through a lot of these things. So I had a lot going on. And he pushed me, said, you've got to make this, you've got to do this, Brooke, you've got to change. You're not happy in this.
You said as he pushed you.
He helped me, he held my hand, like letting go of that job and going to set up a business on my own.
Yeah.
Because
is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I did, but it was scary because I was leaving a safety net of a corporate job to go out on my own.
Yeah.
But he helped me and guided me, and we did it, and that was brilliant from the life coach perspective, which I really appreciate for all the help he gave me. And then I set that up, and that was working great because I could be at the school gates in the morning, I could be there in the evening, so I could work, and I was lucky in that sense. So that's why that came into play. And that then has just, I do that now for more private clients. I do lots of jewelry making.
You design the jewelry.
I design jewelry, and then I get it made, and I do that. But
everything online. You don't have a shop, do you?
No, it's all online.
Yeah. That's a lot.
And that was something I loved. But it's more so than I've moved on. Last year, I decided that I began doing readings and cards, just as for friends and family with my cards, my tarot, and I discovered the response I was getting from people was remarkable. And I think it's because I have tapped so much into my inner intuition, my energy and people's energies. I feel that, I don't know what I give, but I read cards and I feed back to people, and all I'm doing, I'm not here to predict the future with these cards. I am here to provide you clarity, guidance, and
other people did it to
and
you.
Because and what I'm here to do this is because it really helped me heal, and I want to give back. And if I can heal one person, even 1%, make them feel a little bit lighter, my job is done. So this is where I've come on a journey that I'm now in a world of kind of helping to give back to people. And it's very powerful, and I've no logic. As I said, I'm from this background of it's very logic. I can't explain to you. I just know it's powerful. It makes you feel good. It's supportive. It's a language of the cards, and it's your energy, and the whole thing wrapped into one it's very special. And I truly believe I am protected now.
That's so
And when you wake up every day and you feel like that, instead of that heaviness and fighting every day and your mind fighting you, my mind was fighting me. My conscious mind, my subconscious, I felt every part of my body I was present for everyone, but not present, if that makes sense, because now I feel I'm present. I'm grateful. I'm beyond grateful. I look to the future. I see the horizon, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything. I appreciate what I have. I don't look to what I don't have.
Yes.
And I live a much more grateful, grounded life.
Grounded, as you said.
It's really grounded and clarity.
Yes, you said as you're fighting with your minds all the time.
Fighting with my
We're
mind.
all fighting our minds all the time. Mind just chop, and then different voices to put you down and doubts. But once you're making friends, you connect to this cards, so it requires the other chatterbox.
And it's, do you know what? Your conscious mind has all the logic and the plans, and I have to do this and do that.
Science.
Yeah, your conscious mind.
Study.
But your subconscious mind has a million more things going on. But we have to learn to tap into it. But everything's so busy to get to that subconscious mind. But the cards tap into that because they bring out the lovely, the symbols and the meanings there can tap into that subconscious. It's, as I said, it's like the beautiful classical music. There's no words, but how do you feel? It has meaning. The cards have meaning and how you interpret it. I think it's really important to focus on your energy. You know, one of the things are,
focus my energy. What is my energy? Not me energy. So people want to say that focus on my energy. So what is energy?
Well, it's all your thoughts, it's your feelings, your vibrations, your frequency, how you operate. So if something happens to you immediately, how do you react to a situation? Fight or flight? How does your central nervous system react? It's all about managing that so that your whole energy, your entire aura even, all I know is I need to keep my energy safe. I need to preserve it. And if I have forces around me that are not good for my energy, I need to learn to
just say no.
Just say no.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
And also you can change your energy by changing your mindset, right?
Exactly. So it's really, and that, you know, that energy when negative turns into so much negative thoughts, you know, and how you react to situations. And I think we all just need to take a moment, even if something's happening, just take in your surroundings, like go, you know, take a moment. Let's not just about how my body is feeling. Let's try and just think about it and the energy I'm creating here, not in a negative sense. We need to try and be more positive. And just smile.
Yeah.
Smile.
Brooke, thank you so much for today sharing your personal growth.
Yeah, well, it was very good.
But what you're sharing is to tell us a lesson that's like we all had our life different paths and cycles.
Yeah.
And then, you know, once you're ending something, there's going to be a new beginning to start ready for you. So just tap into it and then don't be in suspicious for the so-called non-science.
Yeah, just be open.
Just be open, and then the universe is gonna send you something like you really need, and be connected.
And figure out what resonates with you and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And you know, and just be open, I would say, and it's very powerful once you are.
Thank you for watching, and then if you do like our talk, please hit the subscribe button, and then you're gonna help us to reach more people who need this conversation.